Hey everybody, this is Tubi or Not Tubi, the show where I watch the first 30 minutes of any Tubi movie to save you a click. So the next movie that I'll be reviewing is called The Book of Esther. This is a throwback. This is like probably made less than 20 years ago, but closer to 20 years. It takes place thousands of years ago in the Persian Empire during the time of when Esther was written in the Bible. I cannot begin to tell you how much I did not like this movie. And I love the Bible. I love the Book of Esther. You grow up reading, if you haven't read it, you grow up reading as a little girl, and it's like literally the Miss America pageant or like Cinderella, but she's in the Miss America pageant, and like the king chooses her, and then she saves her like countrymen. Like it's all the things. Like we love this story, and so it felt like so low budget. But anyway, I realized like they were like, we took some creative license, but I didn't even like the direction that they went with that. And really, honestly, they didn't have to make tons of creative license. It's already a really great story. But like the actress was like 20, and like Esther's like supposed to be like 13 or 14. Like, the fact that she would be, like, 20 in Old Testament times, not already married, and she's like, I guess I'll be a spinster. Like, it's just like, what's that? No, that's not going to happen. Like, it's an arranged marriage, lady. Like, everybody's arranging marriages. So, that was strange. And then the script was not well written, and it wasn't very dynamic. So it's usually like two characters talking to each other in the living room, and then two characters talking to each other in the garden, two characters talking to each other secretly in the hallway. And it just, I don't know why they contrived it that way. So we're always sitting and talking in this movie, or at least the first 30 minutes. I did skip through to see if there was any action sequences. Not so much. Here's the thing, like where you can tell it was low budget. Like at the feast, they're all eating apples. Like that is the set dress, and that is what they're eating. It's apples in a bowl. Their wardrobe, like, probably maybe from a church like biblical closet, and they just try to dress it up with some trim and maybe some more fancier headdresses, or maybe like wherever they filmed at whatever studio, like they're like, we have biblical garb on hire, and so like we had these very basic biblical pieces that they just added a thing or two. Like it felt very much like you could have just ordered it from Amazon, and they like just pulled that out of the package that day and gave it to a guy and was like, put this on. So like the set dress wasn't there, the wardrobe wasn't there, the script wasn't there, the actors were not there either. The only thing that was there was maybe this guy, Joel Smallbone. This was one of his first movies that he was ever in. He had done some music videos for his band For King and Country, which is like really big faith-based movie band thing. Probably not as big back then when they were filming this, but I love that he was getting involved in movies. They were kind of doing, I think, home videos up to that point, and they were doing their band thing. Very talented singers. But this was his first foray into like acting for camera, at least according to the IMDb. The problem is he's Australian, and so I think they tried to cover it up by a British accent because he's king. So he's like Xerxes, right? And so the king, he gets to speak the Lord's English, I guess. I don't know, but we're in Persia. So the accents were all over the place. And so for the most part, he kept to a pretty good British accent, but there were times where it slipped. I'm glad he now, like when he does other movies, which he's done a number now. In fact, he's even like directed and starred in his own called Unsung Hero. Check it out. I definitely finished that one. He can do an English accent just fine. So he can get there. This just wasn't, it was pretty rickety. So it was fun having him in there, but he didn't really add to it other than it was like fun to see Joel Smallbone in a movie I wasn't expecting him in. So, did I watch past the first 30 minutes? You can obviously tell I did not. I did not want to waste any more of my time with it. But at that 30-minute mark, they were doing the pageant. And I was like, oh, what are they going to do? Like, I love to see how people reimagine things like this. And I was like, this really could have been like where they redeemed themselves. It was just like this man would like toddle forward a woman, and King would be like, no. And then another handler would come forward with their girl, and he'd be like, no. Yeah, because it was British. And then one girl's like, he's going to love me regardless of what I look like. And so she drapes herself in tulle and veils, and so he's like, I can't even see what she looks like. That never would have happened. And I guess maybe this was a woman forward thing where they're trying to advocate that men should love women for what's on the inside and not just what's on the outside. But it was just very interesting that they were let's grapple with this thousands of years ago when that was not a thing. And then Esther comes after this fully clad girl, and Esther comes out and he's like, yes, this 20-year-old, it was, again, didn't really make sense. And again, the whole, it was just so slow. One person coming out and presenting someone when they really could have done a really fun Miss America pageant thing, since they were going off book anyway. Could have been fun. Oh well. So no, I definitely DNF'd at that point. So, and that was my to be or not to be review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I saved you guys a little bit of time with it. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. Bye, you guys.